Good afternoon. Good afternoon. Try that again out here. Good afternoon. Would you please the entrance of our graduates? You may be seated. Thank you. Good afternoon. Welcome. It is a pleasure to have you here at the campus on Spring Valley's campus for Colorado Mountain College. I want to welcome you to this Spring 2023 Colorado Law Enforcement Training Academy commencement. My name is Heather Exby, and I am the Vice President and Campus Dean here at Spring Valley and Glenwood. On behalf of the faculty and the campus staff, I'd like to introduce the guests on the stage today. Dr. Carrie Besnett-Hauser, CEO and College President. The Honorable Phil Weiser, Colorado Attorney General. Lucia Padilla, Colorado Mountain College's General Counsel. Stu Curry, the Program Director for the Colorado Law Enforcement Training Academy. And Joseph Mays, Associate Professor for the Colorado Law Enforcement Training Academy. It is our pleasure, our deep pleasure, to be able to welcome you here today as we celebrate this really wonderful event, the graduation of these particular and wonderful cadets. It's a pleasure for me to introduce to you our college president, Dr. Carrie Besnett-Hauser. Carrie is completing her 10th year at CMC and has done remarkable things for our college in every single minute that she has been a college president. She has created countless opportunities for students that are too many to count. She is an avid outdoor adventurer and active in environmental and education causes. She currently serves as the board chair of the Colorado Parks and Wildlife Commission, which is a very big job, as well as being a board member for the Vail Valley Foundation and the American Council on Education. Carrie is a dynamic leader and a very articulate speaker. And I'm very, very pleased to have an opportunity to welcome her today. Please welcome Dr. Hauser.
Congratulations to the spring cadets of the Colorado Law Enforcement Training Academy. We are so proud of you and that you have chosen such a noble profession, especially at a time when the role of law enforcement is in the daily news. We know that our local mountain and rural communities are special. We know each other and we care for each other. And our first responders and our peace officers are our neighbors. You shop at our local grocery stores. You have children attending our public schools and attend our places of worship. It is the heart of community policing, crime prevention, and civic engagement. And while you've been taught many tactical skills over the last number of months, your commitment to lead with your heart and care for your community will be at the center of your work. I genuinely love this ceremony, and I do everything I can not to miss it. We have 15 commencements over the next couple of days. And I always encourage our graduates of this program to stay in touch with one another. This is a relatively small class. I have a feeling you've gotten to know each other pretty well, and we're probably going to hear a little bit about that. So support each other, be honest with each other, and remind each other to put on your own oxygen masks first. Take care of yourself so that you can take care of others. Prioritize your family and your downtime. It will make you better officers and leaders. we congratulate you with great sincerity. And I sometimes have the occasion to see one or two of our graduates out as I'm driving around the very large CMC footprint. Hasn't happened lately, fortunately, but I'm always glad to have a conversation and to see what our program has done and where you end up. So I look forward to that as well. So congratulations. So it is my sincere pleasure to introduce a newer member to the Colorado Mountain College team. Lucia Padilla joined CMC in January as our general counsel and enforces laws from another important perspective, and that is to keep CMC out of trouble and make sure that we are complying with laws and policies that relate to our employees, our students, real estate, and more. And most importantly, she came to us from the Colorado Attorney General's office. So she gets the honor of introducing her former boss today. Lucia.
Hi. Can you hear me okay? I think it's... Thank you. So welcome. It is truly an honor to be asked to be here with you all today. I have so much respect for the hard work that you've put in to get to this point and complete CMC's Law Enforcement Training Academy. And I have even greater respect for the important service that you provide to all of our communities, so thank you. I can tell you from my 7 years working at the Attorney General's office and with Attorney General Phil Weiser, I can tell you that he is a remarkable leader and who exudes and demands from lawyers and staff the highest ethical standards. I could go on and on about the time that I spent at the Attorney General's office, but suffice it to say, it was a privilege to work under Attorney General Weiser, who you will hear from shortly. And it is an honor to be able to introduce him to you today. Now I'm going to share with you just a bit about Attorney General Weiser's background. Attorney General Phil Weiser was sworn in as Colorado's 39th Attorney General in 2019, and he's currently serving in his second term. As the state's chief legal officer, Attorney General Weiser is committed to protecting the people of Colorado and leading an innovative and collaborative organization that addresses a range of statewide challenges and fights for justice. Under Weiser's leadership, the Department of Law has prioritized work to protect public safety and support the effective recruitment, retention, and training of peace officers. During Weiser's tenure as chair, the Post Board has worked to provide tools and resources at the state level to support local law enforcement agencies. The Department of Law also successfully spearheaded legislation to send millions more in funding for peace officer recruitment and retention efforts. Attorney General Weiser has dedicated his life to the law, justice, and public service. Before running for office, Attorney General Weiser served as a professor and dean at CU Law School, where he founded the Silicon Flatiron Center for Law, Technology, and Entrepreneurship. He also co-chaired the Colorado Innovation Council. He served as Deputy Assistant Attorney General in the Obama administration and as Senior Advisor for Technology and Innovation at the White House. Earlier in his career, Weiser served in President Bill Clinton's Department of Justice, advising on telecommunication matters. Weiser also served as a law clerk to Justices Byron White and Ruth Bader Ginsburg at the United States Supreme Court. Attorney General Weiser is the son and grandson of Holocaust survivors and is deeply committed to the American dream and ensuring opportunities for all Coloradoans. Please join me in welcoming the Honorable Phil Weiser to the campus.
Thank you, Lucia. And to this community, you have a real prize in your new general counsel. We gave our blessing because we know she'll still be part of the larger family, and I am looking forward to continued work together with this amazing institution. Really appreciate the Academy Director, Stu Curry, inviting me to join you all at what is a critical moment for reflection about what lies ahead and the important work. 16 weeks of hard work got you here, and now you're ready to enter what I believe is going to be the biggest challenge you will face and the most rewarding experience, serving as a law enforcement officer. This opportunity is a unique one to make a positive impact, to make a difference, protecting the vulnerable among us, protecting public safety, and being there for individuals on what can be the worst day of their lives. As the President noted, we're now living in a challenging moment for law enforcement, and it says a lot about you that you're entering into this profession. And what I would say to you is you will be a part of an effort to improve our criminal justice system and to shape how the public views the work you all do as law enforcement officers. You're graduating at the beginning of Law Enforcement Officers Month. It's a week from now that we'll honor Peace Officer Memorial Day. It merits note that last year alone, across the United States, we lost 245 officers. 2 fallen heroes here in Colorado. Both of them sacrificed their lives on duty in situations where they were protecting victims of domestic violence. The Arvada police officer, Dylan Vakoff, showed up, and while protecting a woman who was wounded during a custody dispute, he lost his life. El Paso County Deputy Andrew Peary was shot and killed while he was trying to rescue a wounded domestic violence victim who was laying exposed on the front yard. Both Officers Vakoff and Deputy Peary's sacrifices will not be forgotten, and their memories will live on as a blessing. As we reflect on Law Enforcement Officers Month and the upcoming Peace Officers Memorial Day, we have a chance to appreciate the courage of those who wear the badge, those who run towards danger when others are going in the opposite direction. The true north of this profession, and that you've all been steeped in, is doing the right thing, the right way, and for the right reason. You're often going to find yourselves in positions where there are victims who are vulnerable, and you're able to intervene in what is a dangerous situation, such as the ones I mentioned. When you are in these situations, the training you have here and the training that you'll continue to receive will help you protect your life and others by acting with emotional awareness and empathy towards others. And for all of us who want to support those in law enforcement, it's incumbent on us to make sure that we help you get the tools you need to be successful. As was mentioned, I chair the Peace Officer Standards and Training Program, known as POST, and we're overseeing law enforcement training, starting from the ground up to ask what are the critical mindsets or values that we're looking to develop, the ones that you have been and will develop. I want to share them with you today because as we think about recruiting and training more law enforcement officers, it's important that we start with why. What are the core values? One point that I know you've had the opportunity here to do is to learn by doing. As we're looking at this redesign, one of the questions we're asking, and your director is helpful in this, is how do we create more opportunities for learning by doing, or experiential learning, as it's often called. The thinking is, if you get a chance to learn in a simulated environment, you'll build the skills so that when you get to an actual situation, say responding to a domestic violence incident, you're better positioned to keep your head and to act effectively. Also, these experiential learning opportunities means you'll get to practice. And practice sometimes means you're not going to be perfect at first. But over time, you'll learn, and you can learn when lives are not on the line. When we're looking at this question of how we develop these mindsets, we started by thinking about what is foundational to the profession. And I want to walk you through a few of them. First, prioritizing respect for life in all encounters. We all believe that human life is sacred and that Our goal is for everyone to be protected in any situation. That is much easier said than done. You will often be in dangerous situations where you are confronting how can you protect the life of a victim, a fellow peace officer, a community member, a person in crisis, or even a suspect. And you will be asked to put your life on the line in what is the greatest and highest calling of public service I know. And for that, you have my eternal appreciation and gratitude. The goal of law enforcement is often said to be focused on how can we reduce, prevent, and manage behaviors associated with conflict. Today I had the chance to visit with one of your forebears, Paul Lazo, who's now in the Carbondale Police Department, serving as a school resource officer. And what he raised is that trauma is critical to be aware of, because you may interact with someone who may be experiencing a mental health situation, responding to trauma, or acting out in ways that don't warrant escalation, but that warrant de-escalation. The training here, I know, puts a premium on that mindset. And as you enter the profession, you might consider training opportunities like integrating communications, assessments, and tactics, also called ICAT, which gives you more experience and tools to manage such situations. Another foundation is the rule of law. We live under a constitution and under laws that specify everyone is equal under the law. Everyone has rights under the law. And peace officers are critical to the preservation of the rule of law in our democratic republic itself. And as you do this work, you will be directly involved in building faith in our system of law enforcement and our legal system. Of course, safe communities, crime prevention, and community policing, as again the President noted, are core to the work you'll be doing. It's important that we approach this work with a mindset of service, that we are serving the public, and that building relationships before an incident will pay dividends. And that's why respect for all is so important. When everyone is treated with dignity, with fairness, and respect, you build relationships that will continue to serve you and your communities. It is valuable to do so with what I would call a professional curiosity mindset. Instead of judging people or demonizing people, which there's way too much of in our society, you have the chance to start by asking, I wonder why this person is approaching this issue this way. And in that mindset, you will be less likely to escalate situations, but instead to understand situations. I know this concept of respect for all is one you've heard about, and I know it's a value you'll keep in mind. One of the hardest parts of being a peace officer is going to be making quick decisions under pressure. There'll be times that it'll be a split second and you'll have limited information, and then others will be willing to second guess you after the fact. The skills that you can and will work on can be thought as ethical decision-making and problem-solving. You all can and will do the very best you can, often under difficult circumstances. As you ask, not just, could I do this, but should I do this, you'll surface different options. And you will be able to decide that's not the right choice, here's a more ethical alternative. One of the tools that I know you've been developing and will continue to be able to develop is effective communication. Years ago, I was touring one of our prisons, and the officer said to me, I used to be a nurse, so I know to use my voice before my taser. Often in a situation, listening hard will serve you very well. and then thinking hard, how do I communicate to somebody based on understanding their point of view so you can gain voluntary compliance? I've already adverted to this point, and you'll hear about it again and again. How can you build community awareness and knowledge? As your president noted, you are all serving in very special communities where you're going to know one another. You're going to know your communities, and that's going to give you an ability to be a public servant that will pay great dividends down the road, because there are unintentional pitfalls that can often happen when people don't know each other, where there's less cooperation or even more hostility. By getting to know your communities, I know you'll build trust and serve more effectively. I also know that you all are going to see trauma in very pure forms. I mentioned 2 officers who lost their lives confronting domestic violence. When you see domestic violence up close, when you see child abuse up close, when you see physical violence up close, you don't unsee it afterwards. That trauma will stay with you, and your body will remember it. That's why it's so important that you take seriously officer wellness. Or, as President Hauser said, make sure to put on your oxygen mask. Take care of yourself. Trauma, when it overflows without you even knowing it, will cause collateral consequences. A peace officer told me, who had served not too far from here, she would drive 15 minutes out of the way on a regular basis, unconsciously, to avoid going to a scene that was particularly traumatic. By investing in one another, in relationships, and a culture of health and wellness, you will be able to serve more effectively and for longer. I know we have many family members here in the audience, and I can see the pride they have in your accomplishments. For those who are entering this profession, I don't think I need to say that this will affect your families too. If you can acknowledge this point about wellness and be purposeful, building resilience as a person and as a family, this career is going to be far better for you and your family. I want to end on talking about situational awareness. The more you are emotionally aware of your own situation, the more you're aware of your surroundings, the better prepared you are in any given moment to act appropriately. I often say emotional intelligence is underrated. People, whether they know it or not, are sending messages to those around them that are affecting their surroundings. It's too easy to escalate situations not even realizing it's happening, and it takes a lot of work to build that emotional awareness, that emotional intelligence, and situational awareness that can make all the difference. The mindsets I've talked about, and I will put the speech on our website, are ones that we're thinking hard about because they're hard. None of this is easy. You all will have ongoing opportunities in your career to work on how you improve yourselves, how you improve this profession. And I want to thank the family members here for supporting you in doing that, because they're going to also be a part of this critical journey and be joining this law enforcement family. Thank you all for your service and for supporting these wonderful communities. Graduates, congratulations.
Thank you, Attorney General, for taking time to address our graduates today. For those of you that don't know me, I'm Stu Curry. I'm the director of the Law Enforcement Training Academy here at Colorado Mountain College, and this semester I get the honor of presenting the student awards and recognizing the staff, faculty, and students that contributed to another successful semester here. We have a longstanding tradition at our academy of recognizing the top students in our skill areas of driving, arrest control, and firearms, and then also our top academic student. Since I became director, I also added another award. I added the Leadership Award. And at our academy, we believe that in addition to creating the next generation of police officers, we have a responsibility to start creating that next generation of leaders. So at the beginning of the semester, Assistant Director Mays and I organize our cadets into squads, and we very thoughtfully and deliberately choose several students to be squad leaders. And the idea of the squad leader is meant for someone to set an example, to be a resource, to assist Assistant Director Mays and I with logistics and managing the classroom environment. And this semester, we felt like we chose just some of the best squad leaders that we've had. They represented hard work, dedication, life experience, maturity, all the things that embody those leadership qualities that we're trying to develop here. So this semester, I'd like to recognize our two squad leaders with the Outstanding Leadership Award, and they're Rifle Police Officer Leland Lutz and Garfield County Deputy Derek Frattel. Great job. Thank you so much for being a squad leader. The first skill that we did this semester was arrest control. We try to do that first in the winter, kind of start indoors. We call this our Top Stun Award, and this is given to the top student in that arrest control part of our program. It's definitely one of the most physically challenging skills that we have here at the Academy, and over the course of about 72 hours, the students learn a wide variety of different techniques such as takedowns, strikes, handcuffing, de-escalation, knife defense, ground control. And then our lead instructor, Commodore Lieutenant Bill Kirkland, with a lot of passion and creativity, creates a wide variety of scenarios and skill blending drills for them to apply these different techniques that they've learned. And this semester we brought in a few additional instructors, Garfield County Sergeant Les Giardini and Corporal Vasquez, CBI Agent Megan Allstott, and Newcastle Police Officer Chris Contreras. And that team put together some very challenging things for our students this semester. And one student in particular just did a great job throughout, was able to apply these. We always kind of made him go first with some of the drills that we did. And I wouldn't be surprised to see him come back as an instructor one day. So this semester's recipient of our outstanding arrest control student, which we call the Top Stun, is Garfield County Deputy Derek Frattel. The second skill we did this semester was firearms, and I try to schedule that later in the semester, hoping that maybe we get some good weather in the spring, and unfortunately this semester we did not. We continued to have winter pretty much up until about a week or two ago, so it was probably the coldest and most winter conditions that our students have had to shoot in, and our range is an outdoor range in Aspen of all places, and so very challenging, and we wondered if that would impact the success of the students in that part of our program, and it did not. If anything, this was one of the more successful groups that we had, and it's one of the more stressful skills for the students, mainly because we have to shoot a qualification course with 100% of the rounds on the target, and you only get 4 attempts to do that. And in this particular semester, all of the cadets got it within several attempts. So very impressive. I always credit, and he's not here today, he's actually teaching firearms, my longtime instructor, Sergeant Todd Holler from Snowmass Village Police Department. He's actually taught at this academy for over 20 years, and is also on the post-subject matter expert committee for firearms. This committee actually came and inspected us this semester, and they were also very impressed at what a great job our lead instructor does at creating a safe and student-focused learning environment. One of the things Todd did have a challenge with this semester is choosing our top gun. I love to say that award. It sounds really cool. So we had several students this semester that did a really good job with that part of our program and came in with some skill and some ability. And Todd and the rest of the staff, I see Investigator Dave Hatch is here. He's one of our instructors. really was able to build off of that, and they consistently did well throughout. And so I decided that I would make this award into 2 awards. And so this semester I'm going to have 2 recipients of our Top Gun, and it's fitting they're both from the same agency. So this semester's Top Gun awards go to Vail police officers Hannah Kennedy and Flint Rudolph. Good job. You guys are going to be super jealous. Good job, man. My last skill this semester was driving, and this was probably one of the best a group has done in terms of overall skill and doing well on our cumulative skills course. And I know a huge reason for this is our lead driving instructor, Garfield County Sergeant Max Bowen, who just does an incredible job with this part of our program. And one of our other driving instructors, Newcastle Officer Justin Reynolds, is here, and Dave Hatch, and they just do such a good job. And for this particular skill, we go to a track in Grand Junction. We use the CLETC track, as several other academies do. And like those academies, we have a very challenging cumulative skills course that's timed that we do at the end of driving that puts all the skills together. And we've been using this track since about 2016. And since 2016, we've had a record over that 7-year period that was set by one of the students who later came back as an instructor for the lowest time on this particular track. And this semester, one of the students beat that record, and he beat it by a full 3 seconds, which was just very incredible that he was able to beat that. And he's from Australia, and so maybe driving on the other side of the road is easier here. I don't know. I've never driven on the wrong side, but it's no secret he knew he broke this record. And so our top driver and our new record holder is Salida Police Officer Mick Caulfield. Good job. One of our other driving instructors, Brian Sutton, is here as well, and he always likes it when I forget about him, so I purposely waited until last to recognize him. I see you. Our final award is the Outstanding Student Award, and this award's kind of an academic award and somebody who did well overall throughout the whole semester, and somebody who's very focused and attentive as a student and adds value to that part of our program. And I noticed the student was very academically focused very early on, and about 3 days into the semester I was teaching one day, and I was walking around the classroom and I looked down and she had a sticky note with some questions for me. She was ready before I had even begun teaching that day and wanted some clarification on some things, and I thought, oh boy, this person's going to keep me on my toes throughout the whole semester, and I might have to look some stuff up to answer some of her advanced questions, and it's no surprise that she ended up being the top of the group for the entire semester, and the semester's most outstanding student award goes to Salida Police Officer Abby Gruber. Good job. I like the sticky notes.
Sticky notes gave it away. Yeah.
We will now proceed with the presentation of diplomas. So will the candidates for the Certificate of Occupational Proficiency in Colorado Law Enforcement Training Academy please rise and come forward as your name is called. Please pick up your diploma off the table, and graduates are invited and encouraged to share words of appreciation with your family and friends and agency colleagues, as well as your future career plans. Mick Caulfield. You're welcome.
First of all, I'd like to say thank you to CMC and all the instructors that put their time forward to help us get through this. Thank you to all my classmates. It really wouldn't have been the same without any of you. Big thank you to Salida Police Department for giving me this opportunity and sponsoring me through this. And most of all to my beautiful wife, who allowed me to disappear for 16 weeks and play college life while she took care of a toddler at home and supported me through this. Mum and Dad, I think you're watching on the live stream at home, so I thank you for all the work you put in. It's been many years of hard work by you guys, but you helped me become the person I am today, so thank you to everyone for coming. Have a good day.
Derek Fratell.
I would just like to thank Garfield County for sponsoring me and allowing me this opportunity to come here. All my classmates, it's been a heck of a run. Wish you all the best of luck out there. My friends and family for allowing me to pursue this career and backing me along the way. And for CMC for the awesome instructors, a good chance to put on an academy that's well worthwhile. And yeah, thank you.
This next graduate is also going to be receiving her associate's degree in criminal justice, her applied science degree, simultaneous with this certificate of occupational proficiency. So congratulations. Evelyn Gonzalez.
Can you guys hear me? Yeah? Okay. I want to thank everyone for coming. Thank this amazing class. I want to thank especially my family, boyfriend, my roommate, my roommate for being my A1 since day one. Kicking it every day with our SpongeBob inside jokes. También le quiero agradecer a todos los de México, mi familia, mi mamá, papá. Gracias por estar por mi lado todos los días. A mi tío en México, hola. Once again, I just want to say thank you for everybody and all the support. Thank you.
Abby Gruber.
I'd like to thank Salida Police Department for sponsoring me, and also the Chaffey County Sheriff's Office. Both agencies have really supported me throughout the basis of my career. I'd like to say thank you to my family. They are educators, and they instilled my love of learning. And my classmates, you guys are great. Thank you.
Hannah Kennedy.
Well, thank you, Director Curry, for creating an awesome program and for bringing in quite the best instructors. I want to thank Vail for being generous enough to sponsor me, and thank you to all my classmates for making it 16 weeks and not hating each other. And I want to thank my wife, who's not able to be here, but for her moral support.
Lane Lee.
I would just like to thank Steamboat Springs Police Department for sponsoring me through this program, all my family and friends for supporting me through this whole process, and my instructors, AD Mays, Director Curry, and everyone that put in the time and effort to make this program great. That'll be.
Leland Lutz.
Well, first of all, I'd like to thank Rifle Police Department for sponsoring me and welcoming into your family. It's going to be a great adventure. And thank my family. I appreciate all the putting up with me you did over the last 16 weeks. It's been a long haul, but it's going to be a great beginning to a great future. Thank you.
Bradley McCrae.
I want to say thank you to Chaffee County for sponsoring me, my family and friends that have supported me, and Director Curry for always encouraging me. Thanks.
Jessica Mosqueda.
Okay, I want to give thanks. I want to give thanks to my family and for everyone who supported me. I want to give thanks to my classmates for always supporting me and pushing me. And my roommate, we've been there for each other since day one. And I want to give thanks to the Carbondale Police Department for always pushing me and believing in what I can do in the future. So, thank you.
James Mueller.
Thank you. I'd like to thank Pickens County Sheriff's Office for sponsoring me. It's a great opportunity. Won't let you guys down. I'd like to thank my family. My mom came from Illinois to be here. My beautiful girlfriend Sarah for supporting me throughout most of the academy. She was top cadet, so that was nice to have at home for sure. And I'd like to thank my sister in New Zealand watching, and my aunt in Chicago. So I'd like to thank Director Curry and AD Mays and all the instructors that put in their time and effort to help train all of us. Forever grateful, so thank you.
Flint Rudolph.
All right, I'd like to start by thanking the Vail PD for this opportunity and the support over the last 16 weeks and throughout the entire hiring process. Stu, Director Curry, I'd like to thank you for putting together such an incredible cadre of instructors who were really an inspiration every single day. And lastly, I'd like to thank the Ibsen family, who for the last 16 weeks have let me live in their basement with my 10-pound Pomeranian despite having a brand new baby. Thank y'all.
Andrew Waters.
I'd like to thank Eagle County for this opportunity. I really appreciate it. Under Sheriff Dan Loya, thank you for always believing in me. I'd like to thank my family. Thanks for putting up with me and supporting me. And I'd like to thank my classmates. I'm the oldest one here, but I have learned something and changed my view because of you guys. Thank you.
Will our candidates please rise? And you can face your families if you like. There you go. Like, y'all have to do it, or not some of you, like everybody or nobody. So these cadets, these students, have met all the academic requirements as prescribed by the faculty of the Colorado Mountain College and the state of Colorado. So by the authority vested in me and on behalf of the Colorado Mountain College Board of Trustees, we hereby confer the Certificate of Occupational Proficiency in Colorado Law Enforcement Training Academy. Congratulations, graduates. Before I turn it back over to Joe, you can turn around if you like. And before I turn it back over to Joe to close us out to the next item, I also want to say that I think, I'm based on my conversation with him earlier, if any of you are being sworn in, and certainly the sitting tenured officers and sheriffs and chiefs in the room, I know that the Attorney General would love to be part of those swearing in and to help if you would so like him to do so. So we are really proud of you. Congratulations.
All right, you all may have a seat. As our stage gets to have a seat, one thing I look forward to the most, and I think you'll enjoy, is putting together a culmination of what went on in the past 16 weeks. Well, one of your cadets was off under our care. A lot of logistics to this. You'll see in the video, braving the elements, a lot of time in the classroom. Part of being in the spring semester, it's really cold outside, right? And this class was no different. We were crammed together in the classroom. However, when time came, we got out as much and often as possible. So congratulations to all of you who excelled in the skills areas, and I just want to say thank you for being part of the spring 2023 class. I'll stop talking and I'll be back after the video, but here you go. Thank you.
Checking my vitals on time, my battle line's going to war again. Feeling the rhythm inside of my chest, all I need is just a pen. I know I was born for this. I know I was born for this. Don't care for the critics, my words are not physics, a force that they can't stop. They just don't get it, I couldn't forget, I'm not done till I'm on top. I know I was born for this. I know I was born for this. I believe we can write our story. I believe we can be an army. We are the warriors who learn to love the pain. We come from different places, but have the same name. Cause we were born for this. We were born for this. We are the broken ones who chose to start the flame. Watch as our fire rages, our hearts are never tame. Cause we were born for this. We were born for this. I've struggled for years and through all of the tears I faced the doubts I hide. I never gave in to my fears, people think cause I heard my voice inside. I know I was born for this. I know I was born for this. I will never lose my voice. If I cut out all the noise, I know I was born for this. I know I was born for this. I believe we were born for this. Was it alright for someone like me to know you're not alone? The moves that you make, yeah, that come with mistakes. Don't ever lose your hope. Just know you were born for this. Just know you were born for this. We are the warriors who learn to love the pain. We come from different places, but have the same name. Cause we were born for this. We were born for this. We are the broken ones who chose to spark the flame. Watch as the fire rages, our hearts are never tame. Cause we were born for this. We were born for this. We were born for this. We were born for this.
So again, thank you. All 12 of you are part of the CMC family, not only with CLETA, but the campus, Spring Valley, and collectively all 11 campuses. So I encourage all of you, after today, please visit our Alumni Foundation website, register, keep in touch with us. If you ever need any help, you know all the resources that we bring are always at your disposal. I want to say thank you to all our guests. All the team that it took to put this great event together. There's a lot of hands working together, and CMC is a great place to be a part of. We did, as fitting, bring some coffee and donuts for us to celebrate, and so break bread, but break some donuts together and enjoy in the back. So that's it. Thank you very much, and Maestro's in the back. Please cue the music. Team, you may rise. Thank you.
What you want, what you want, what you gonna do when Chevy Jumbo come for you? Tell me what you wanna do, what you gonna do? Yeah. Bad boys, what you gonna do? What you gonna do when they come for you? Bad boys, what you gonna do? What you gonna do when they come for you? When you were 8 and you had bad traits, you go to school and learn the golden rule. So why are you acting like a bloody fool? If you get hot, then you must get cool. Bad boys, what you gonna do? Or what you gonna do when they come for you? Bad boys, what you gonna do? Or what you gonna do when they come for you? You chuck it on that one, you chuck it on this one, you chuck it on your mother and you chuck it on your father, you chuck it on your brother and you chuck it on your sister, you chuck it on that one and you chuck it on me. Bad boys, what you gonna do? What you gonna do when they come for you? Bad boys, what you gonna do? What you gonna do when they come for you? Bad boys, what you gonna do? What you gonna do when they come for you? Bad boys, what you gonna do? What you gonna do when they come for you? Nobody now give you no break. Police now give you no break. That old soldier man I give you no break. Not even your hygiene now give you no breaks. Hey, bad boys, what you gonna do? What you gonna do when they come for you? Bad boys, what you gonna do? What you gonna do when they come for you? Bad boys, what you gonna do? What you gonna do when they come for you? Bad boys, what you gonna do? What you gonna do when they come for you? sun goes. I know sometimes